boys and girls. Today we're going to start learning about vowel sounds. Vowels are special letters. One of the things that makes them special is that every word has to have a vowel in it. Another thing that makes vowels special is that every vowel can make more than one sound. The vowel letter that we're going to start with today is the letter A. I'm going to make it nice and big. Sometimes, when there is an A in a word, the sound it makes is the same as its name. And we know the name is A. And the sound it can make, one of the sounds it makes is A. I want you to listen for the A sound at the beginning of these words. Age. It's the word age. Ache. Eight. Ape. Now I want you to listen for the A sound at the end of these words. The month of May. It's time to play. What did you say? Did you guys hear those at the end of the words? That sound of A. Sometimes the A sound is in the middle of a word, and this can be a little tricky, but I want you to listen for the A sound in these words. Make. Listen for it in the middle. Game. Tape. Listen to the next word, and I want you to tell me where the A sound is, at the beginning, in the middle, or at the end. A. Yes, the A sound is at the beginning. Now, listen again to some more words, and I want you to tell me if the A sound is at the beginning, middle, or end. Make. That's right, it's in the middle. Play. Listen one more time. Play. That's right, it's the end of the word. How about this one? Aid. Yep, the beginning. You guys are really good at this. You seem to be able to pick out just where that A sound is in our words. Let's try another one. How about shake? Correct. It is in the middle. And let's do one more. How about safe? It's in the middle. You guys are getting really good at this. So let's keep going then. So far we've learned that a lot of times when there is an A in a word, it means we're supposed to say its name. But sometimes we're supposed to make a different A sound. It's going to sound more like what we hear in the beginning of the word apple. You guys all know what an apple looks like. I'm going to put it right here. Think about the sound. We know that apple starts with A, but the A doesn't say its name. When you say apple, I want everyone to say the sound of that apple, the sound that the A makes when it comes at the beginning of the word apple. Let's all say it together. Good job. Now I want you to listen to the word at. Do you hear the ah sound at the beginning or the end of the word at? Let's think about that. At. Can you guys all say the sound that comes at the beginning of the word at? Yes. Ah is at the beginning. How about the word mat? Mat. Where's that A sound? Is it at the beginning, the middle, or the end of the word? Mat. Good. How about hat? Where's the A sound? The as at the beginning, the middle, or the end? That's right. It's in the middle. Let's try another one. Where is the ah sound in the word at? I'm sorry. In the word add. That's right. It is in the beginning. Let's keep going, and I'm not going to put the words up. I just want you to listen to the sound, and I want you to tell me if it's in the beginning, middle, or end. Cap. That's right. It's in the middle. As. That's right. It's in the beginning. How about this one? Had. Where do you hear the the short A vowel sound? That's right. It's in the middle for the word had. What about tap? There it is in the middle again. Great job, boys and girls. You're doing so well with this that we're going to move on to our next step. All right, boys and girls, you did such a good job with that we're going to play a fun game. I have made a chart here with two words that both have the letter A in them. But just like we just practiced, A can sound very different depending on what word it's in. So first we have the word tap. And then we have the word over here, tape. They both have that letter A in it, but it sounds different. Tap, tape. Now I'm going to say another word. And I want you to decide if the middle sound in the word I say sounds like the middle sound in tap, or tape. And then we'll put it in the right column. So the first word in our game is make. Does the middle sound in make sound like the middle sound in tap or tape? Make. Think about that. Does it sound like tap or tape? Make. That's right. It sounds more like the A sound in tape. So I'm going to spell the word make and put it into this column. What's that first sound we hear in make? What letter do we need for that sound? That's right, we need an M. So I'm going to get an M from my alphabet and I'm going to move it here. And what is that next sound that we hear? Make. That's right. That next sound in make is A. And then what letter comes next? Make. You're right, it's a K. Do I need any other letters for that? Well, you may not hear it, but if I were looking in a book, I would add in an E. That's a book spelling. In the dictionary, there would be an E. So, and there it is. Make goes under the tape column. Now we're going to do some other words, okay? How about cat? Cat. Which column do you think the word cat would go in? Tap or tape? That's right, boys and girls. The word cat will go in with tap. Cats, like you just said, starts with a C. And what's the next letter that I need? Cat. That's right, the A. Correct. Cat. And you can see my spacing isn't exactly perfect on here, but we're really looking at moving the letters around, listening to the sounds, and we're not so much worried with the way that we're writing it down right now. We're really just thinking about the sounds that the letters make. So let's keep going. How about face? Is that more like tap or tape? That's right. You guys are getting so good at this. And can someone go up to the board and pull up that letter F and put it in the right column? Face. And add that A in. Good job. And you may not hear it, but the book spelling would add an E, so we put an E there. Great. Okay, how about nap? Nap. You're right, nap rhymes with tap, and they have the same middle sound. And what does nap sound like in the beginning? What letter do we need to make that N? That's right. N, A, and P. Nap. How about bake? ache. You're right. You guys are getting good at this. You know what? I'm going to stop saying, stretching out the sound of the letter A in these words. I'm going to say them more quickly now because you're really catching on. And so you're going to have to listen extra careful, okay? I'm not going to pull them out like I was before. I'm going to say, so instead of bake, I'm going to say bake. Okay? So let's do the next one. Dad. Does dad sound more like tap or tape? That's right. Dad sounds more like tap. And you guys know what letter dad starts with, right? Someone go and pull those up for me. There you go. D. Dad. How about the word gate? That's right. It sounds more like tape. Ooh. Sorry. Gate. How's that end? All right, boys and girls, let's take a look at our two columns and see how we can compare them. So in our first column, under tap, we have the words cat, nap, and dad. Does anyone notice something they all have the same about them? That's right. They all have the letter A. And that you were right. They have 3 letters in them each. And they all make that same middle sound. What about our other column? We have tape, make, base, bake, and gate. Do you notice anything that's the same about all of these letters? What did you notice that's the same? You're right. They all have the letter E at the end of them. That's interesting. Do any of the words on this side end with an E? No, but all of the words on this side end with an E. Do you guys see a pattern here at all? I want you to think about it. That's right, boys and girls. I can see that you notice that these all have an E at the end of them. All of the words on this list that have the A sound, like tape, there's an A in the middle and an E in the end. And all of the words on the other list have an A in the middle, but they don't have an E on the end. And they all have the ah sound, and that's because they don't have an E at the end. The E doesn't make a sound in these words. It is a silent letter. When something is silent, that means it's not making any sound. Even though the E is silent, it still has an important job. It is a clue we can use when we are thinking about how a word might sound. When the E comes at the end of words like these, it tells us that we should probably say the name of the vowel that's in the middle of the word. When there's no E at the end and there's only one vowel in the word, that usually means that we are supposed to say the vowel's other sound. And for the letter A, that is the ah sound. So boys and girls, today we are learning that when we're looking at the letters in a word and trying to figure out what the word will sound like, we need to think carefully, especially about the vowel letters. The letter A may be telling us to make the ah sound, or it may be telling us to make the A sound. If there's an E at the end of the word, we try the ah sound first. If there's no E at the end, we try the A sound first. It's easy to remember that A sound because it sounds the same as the letter's name. But the ah sound is harder to remember. To help us remember the ah sound, we have this picture of an apple. The word apple starts with an ah sound. So if you're looking at the letter A and you can't remember its other sound, then you just find the letter A on our keyword chart and look at the picture that goes with it. That ah sound at the beginning of apple will remind you of the other sound of A. All right, boys and girls. Now we're going to use these letters to make some words. We have a T, an M, an A, an F, an E, and a D. Today, all of the words we're going to make will have an A in them. Sometimes the words will need that silent E to show that the sound of the A is just like the sound of its name. Sometimes we won't need an E at the end because the sound of the A will be ah, like an apple. Let's have everyone use 3 letters to make the word mat. Mat. Perfect. So now we have the letter or the word mat. Now, because this word doesn't have a silent E on it, the A sounds like mat. But if I add an E to the end of this word, the A changes the way it sounds. It now says mate. So the silent E tells the A to say its name. Mate. But if I take the E away, the A sounds like mat again. Now, let me change the word mate to fate. Actually, I want you guys to change the word mate to fate. Great job. Now, change the word fate to fat. When I take that E away, It changes the way the A sounds. It's fat. Now let's change the word fat to fade again. And when I do just that, if I just added the D, it's the word fad. But when I add the E, it changes the way that the A sounds to fade. Good job, boys and girls. You guys are all doing a great job with this word work. Now we are going to make some words together, and I want you to figure out what each word is. I want you to remember to check for that silent E. Also remember, if you are not sure about the sound of one of the letters, you can use your keywords to figure it out. Okay, so I'm going to put some words in our green space here, and then you're going to tell me what you think they are. So let's start out. M-A-N. Can anyone figure out what that word is? Raise your hand. That's right. This word is man. Now, what do you think will happen if I add an E? Does anyone know what this word is? Right. So I added the E, and now the word is main. Do you see how the E changed what the word sounded like? The silent E made the A say its name, main. Okay, let's do one more. Can anyone read that word for me? Right, cape, like a superhero's cape, or maybe if you've ever been to Cape Cod. Now, if I take away the E, is the A going to sound different? What word do I have now? That's right. I have the word cap. You guys are getting so good at this that I think we're going to move on to do your written spelling work. We're all going to write some words. All of the words we write will have the letter A in them. You need to listen to the words carefully and decide whether the word has an A or A sound. And if it has the A sound, you need to be sure that the word you write ends with a silent E. If the word has a short A sound, like cap, then you don't need to put an E at the end. So boys and girls, get your pencils and paper out, and we are going to now do this written spelling portion of our lesson. You've done a wonderful job, and I know it was a lot to learn today, and I can't wait to do some spelling with you right now.